Hey everybody, what's going on? Anonymous 2K back with another video on Marvel Contest of Champions, and today we're going to continue our mastery breakdown series. We're going to discuss the utility masteries, what they do, what they actually mean, and how much PI they're going to give your roster. We have already discussed the offensive and the defensive mastery trees, and if you want to check those out, they're going to be in the description down below. We're going to make a few more mastery tree builds. We're going to talk about the starter mastery, the max PI for the arenas, and the regular questing mastery as well. All of them are going to be in the description down below. You can go ahead and check those out as well. In our utility tree, we're going to split it up into three sections. The first section is going to be the tree down here, the regular one, as you guys can see, that starts with a limber. The second part is going to be the top two, the experience and the gold masteries, including the class specific ones. And the third and the last part is going to be the scouter masteries right there. So let's begin with the basic mastery, the limber mastery. The limber mastery, what it basically does is the gross mental and physical training reduces the duration of enemy stun effects, starting now with 8% and going up to 48%. Basically, straight up forward, every single time that you get parried, it's going to reduce the parry time that your enemies that you are spending while you're getting parried. It is very good mastery, and basically it's a mastery for alliance war defense, since most of the time you're not getting parried. If you're fighting the AI doesn't have the option of parrying you, and the only places you can get parried in the game is either in alliance war when you're placing the your champions in defense, and the other alliance is attacking you and they're parrying your champions, or in arenas that you don't really want to get this mastery just for the arenas. So basically this is a mastery for alliance war defense. If you want to build your account for alliance war, this is a mastery that you want to max out 5 out of 5 to have almost 50% reduction on the stun duration. This mastery synergizes extremely well with two champion, with rogue and with Groot, since people do know that those champions are stunnable. But when you have 50% stun duration reduced, they're just gonna be surprised of how fast your champion is recovering from that stun, and at least one full combo they can output on the enemy while defending. As you guys can see, this mastery does not give a lot of PI boost. It's going to give you 24%, 0.24% on the first 4 levels, and on the last level, on the 5th one, is going to give you 48%. Therefore, this mastery is not suggested for anyone who wants to go and build their accounts for arenas and as much as a PI boost as possible. This is basically for the alliance war defense. Let's move on. Dexterity. Evades all attack while dodging back. Dodging an attack in this way grants 250 up until 960 critical rating for your next attack. That means that, let's break it down to two parts. The first part means that every single time that you are attacked, either regular attacks, that means hits, or projectiles, while moving back, dodging back, you can dodge the incoming attack and you will not receive any damage whatsoever, not the regular one, and not the blocking damage. So this is a must ability to have for any player. This is one of the golden triangle masteries that you gotta have. There's 3 masteries in the game that everybody needs to have them. It's either the starting player or an end game player. That's dexterity, that's parry, and of course limber is to unlock those 2 masteries. The reason is that this is the only way to dodge fully dodge an incoming damage. Okay, let's move on to the second part. While you are dodging an attack, you are increasing your next critical damage by 250 up until 950 critical rating. In my opinion, this is not something that worth ranking up the dexterity for. Therefore, I will recommend to leave it at rank 1 and The reason you want to unlock the dexterity is for the first part only. The second part is nice to have, but it's not a crucial one, and you should not look at this mastery as a mastery that you want to get for the critical rating, but you should look at the mastery to have the dodging ability. As you guys can see, level 1 on this mastery will give you a 1.39% of PI increase. That's a huge increase on the PI on a first level. The second and the third one, it's a merely 0.23, so therefore you don't really want to get it for the critical rating, and you don't really want to get it for the PI boost as well. So this mastery is super crucial to have at level 1 at least, and my personal suggestion that you don't really want to go over level 1. Let's move over. The third part of the golden triangle, the parry attack. Timing a block right when attacked reduces damage by 15 to 25%. If contact is made, stun attackers for up to 1.5 up until 2 seconds. Stun duration increased with perfect block chance. Let's break it down again to 2 sections. First section means when you time the block right when they come at you and you parry it, that's what everybody's saying, parrying, you will reduce the incoming damage of your incoming block damage because you're blocking the attack for extra 15 on level 1, 20 on the second level, and 25% on the third level. This is a super important thing to have. But on this mastery, the second part is even crucial. If contact is made, stun attackers for up to 2 seconds. 1.5 on the first level, 1.7 and 2 seconds on the third level. That means that every time that you parry your enemy, you're gonna stun them and you have a chance of retaliate and go in with a full set of 5-hit combo or whatever you want to do. So the third part, duration increased with perfect block chance. That means that as higher your perfect block chance is, the stun duration will be longer. The 2 seconds are going to go up to 2.1, 2.2, 2.5, 2.7, so on and so forth. Of course, as higher your perfect block chance is, the higher the stun duration will be. That means that this mastery synergizes so well with the perfect block mastery that we have in the defensive tree. We talked about it in the last video. And being the third part of the golden triangle, in my opinion, this is one of the masteries that you gotta have. This is a must mastery to have. It reduces the damage that you take. You can take even less damage while parrying, while blocking. If you parry an attack, you can evade the 5-hit combo that the enemy is supposed to do on you, and you can retaliate without waiting up until the end of their attack. This mastery gives a huge PI increase on the first level, as you guys can see, 1.43%. The second and the third level are just 0.42 and 43%. It's not a huge boost for the PI, but it's a nice boost. All right, it's not a crazy boost like the first level, but it's not a bad boost altogether. Now I have it at level 3 since I want to reduce all the incoming damage that I can, and I want to enlarge the stun duration time. Again, before we're gonna move over to the next masteries, those two masteries, the parry one and the dexterity one, those are the 2 masteries that are most important to have in the game. If you're a new player and you're just starting to get levels, those are locked, if I'm not mistaken, and you need a stony core or 2 stony cores to unlock it. If I'm not mistaken, the dexterity mastery, you need 2 stony cores. When you save up your units, this is the first mastery that you want to unlock. The first one is parry. By far the most important one is parry. And the second one is dexterity. So those are the messages that you want to get first. I cannot stretch that enough. Okay, moving on. Stupefy. While your champions inflict stun, it lasts for 0.1 until 0.5 additional seconds. Very simple, very straightforward. Every single time that you're doing a stun on an enemy, either it's with parry, either it's with champion abilities like Thor, like Scarlet Witch. It doesn't really matter who does how you do the stunning. Every single time that you do that stun, this stun will last 0.5 seconds longer. My opinion, it's a very good mastery to unlock and have it always unlocked at level 3, since usually this extra half a second gonna give you the maneuverability to place your hits correctly to have another 5-hit combo in. Sometimes you can do medium, light, medium, while your enemy is still stunned, and start a new 5-hit combo. So this is a very important mastery in my opinion to have, and of course you want to have them stunned as long as possible. As you guys can see, the Stupefy mastery is a huge PI boost source. On the first one, it's going to give us almost 1 fully percent. It's 0.96%. On the second level, it's going to give us 1.89%. On the third one, it's going to give us 1.86%. If you're going to have that mastery unlocked at rank 3, you can receive about 4.7% on your PI boost just from that mastery, and the mastery itself, it's a very good one to have. I haven't maxed out, and I'm really happy with that. Moving on, Petrify. When your champion inflicts stun, they also reduce enemy health and power gains up to 10 to 30% for the duration of the stun. That means that every single time that they're stunned, as long as they're stunned, they're gonna receive less health regen, and they're gonna receive less power gain. This ability is super good in all the realms. That means in Alliance War especially, since you have a lot of champions that you want to deny them power. It's good within Alliance Quest as well, and it's very good in arenas as well and the regular questing. Of course, it's a matter of where you want to put the points in. Denying regen versus Realm of Legends Wolverine, important. And when they're stunned, they're gonna receive less power gain as well. As you guys can see, the mastery boost, it's nice on that one. 0.96 on the first, 0.95 on the second, and 0.94% on the third level. So if you want to go for the arena build, those 3 points, of course, are a must. If not, I don't have that maxed out because I have overall build at the moment. Moving on. The Pacify. While your champions inflict stun, they also reduce enemy ability triggers by 10% up until 30% for the duration of the stun. That means when they're stunned, they're gonna trigger their defensive abilities less. For example, Magic's Limbo. If she's stunned and you go over the power threshold, she has 30% chance of not triggering her limbo. For example, you have all the Ironmans and Colossus and all the champions with the armor ups. Every single time they're stunned and you continue hitting them, they will trigger their armor ups for 30% less while they're stunned. PI boost, 0.95% on the first, 94% on the second, and 0.93% on the third one as well. Big boost if you want to build your account for masters, for arenas. This is a master that you want to pick up since it gives a big boost on the PI. This master could be very useful for the Alliance War fights that you have right now. In the top tiers, you always have those magics in the 200% node, and you have the magic as a main boss. So as a main boss, it just doesn't really matter because you can't stun her. But if you have that magic that you want to go through, for example, magic in Labyrinth of Legends, you can use this mastery to have her stun every single time that she's gonna go through that threshold, and then just when you go over it, just continue bashing on her regularly. So this was it for the first section of the mastery build. Let's move over to the second one. We have the Wisdom. Earn 10 XP until 30 experience with all Summoner XP rewards. That means that you're going to receive 10 experience points up until 30 experience points every single time that you're going to receive experience. Same thing with the intelligence. You're going to increase your experience from your rewards from 4 up until 20%. I have it unlocked because when I was a low level champion, I used that, and it is very important and very crucial in my opinion in every game that you start and you haven't reached the maximum experience threshold to have your experience boosted. Having this one, having intelligence maxed out, you're going to receive 20% more experience. That means that you're going to reach level 60 20% faster. I had it maxed out. If you're not level 60, somewhere up until 50, 55 ish, I would very much suggest getting this mastery. It's worth the invested units, the invested mastery, Stony Core. You're just gonna get to that threshold that much faster. I don't know how much PI boost it's bringing because it doesn't really. I haven't tested it. I just didn't think it's important, since when you're getting to level 60, the PI should not be an issue for you. It should not interest you at all. PI should interest you only when you're level 60 and above, and you're already at the end game. At the end game. The second set that we have here is the pittance. I hope that I'm not murdering the name. Earn 1 up until 3 gold with all gold rewards. It's basically the same like experience, and here we have increase all your gold rewards by 0.4 up until 2%. Way back in the day, this was a good mastery to have, since a lot of people were missing a lot of gold. You had the ISO 8, you had the catalyst, and you had everything, but the gold was missing. When you get to the end game, you have so much gold that you don't know what to do with it. And right now we had twice the gold realms, and they give so much gold that you can grind them for a couple of days and you'll be set for the upcoming month. So wasting mastery points on those two masteries, in my opinion, just not worth it. So you should go and move on, not even bother yourself with this gold masteries. Right here we have the Cosmic Awareness. This is a Cosmic class skilled. Imbue Cosmic Champions with precision, revealing Heimdall, reducing enemy armor ups efficiencies by 2.5 up until 40%. Let's talk a little bit about it. First and foremost, important to notice that this will work only on your Cosmic Champions. What this mastery says basically is, when an enemy has an armor up and you have it maxed out at level 5, your Cosmic Champions will ignore 40% of the armor ups. It's not going to ignore the basic armor that they have, only the armor ups. Most of the champions that have armor ups in the game are tech champions. For example, Iron Man, Hulkbuster, Iron Patriot, War Machine. Usually you want to go with Cosmic Champions against the Tech Champions, since they have class advantage. But in my opinion, it's just not worth the 5 mastery points to throw on the Cosmic Awareness. I have not unlocked it, therefore I don't know how much PI boost it's gonna bring. I do believe somewhere between 40 to maybe 50%, as all the other ones. Now we're gonna come down to Mystic Dispersion. Your Mystic champions acquire 2% power until 12% power each time an enemy beneficial effect expires. That means every single time that enemy beneficial, let's talk about what is a beneficial effect. Beneficial effect is an effect that you have on yourself or the enemy has on himself that boosts that same champion. There are detrimenting effects that they're gonna reduce your damage, reduce your health, reduce something, and there are beneficial effects. They're gonna boost you up. For example, you have critical boost, you have damage boost, and you have a lot of other boosts for those champions as well. You have right here we had the most boost in the important boost in the game, the dexterity. So every single time that your beneficial effect is going to expire, that can expire via the time that that you had the boost. For example, you had critical boost for 5 seconds. The 5 second has passed, then it expired, or you get nullified by an enemy. For example, you're fighting with Scarlet Witch and the enemy champion has armor up. You nullify the armor up. That will count as expired beneficial effects as well. So every single time it's going to expire, you're going to receive somewhere between 2 to 12 12% power boost for your Mystic champions. This mastery is a good mastery to have, but it's only for Mystic champions. For the PI boost, as you guys can see, it's not a small one. It's 0.91 on the first level, 0.45 on the second, and 0.89 on the third level for only Mystic champions. I did not unlock it until rank 5, so I don't know what rank 4 and 5 will bring us, but still. If you're using mainly Mystic champions to go through the game's content, or for the game's end game content, this ability is one that you want to invest, but it has a little catch. The catch is that you have to have 11 points in those masteries right here, any of those masteries unlocked. So I don't have 11 points, therefore I will not unlock the Mystic Dispersion at this moment. But if you're going with a Mystic champion for some big end game quest, for example, Road to the Labyrinth, Realm of Legends, or the Labyrinth itself, or some big boss, or any of the Chloe's or Migna's or Cosmic or Batista's, or whatever challenge, or the Spidey challenge, it doesn't matter, and you're going to use Mystic champions and you need that extra boost, you can set your masteries to have that included. Let's move over to the last section of the utility tree. Right here in the middle we have the Scatterlings. Reveals the hidden hero rating and star rating of an enemy up till 1 to 3 steps away on a quest map. This information is shared with the Alliance. That means that if you have the Scatterlings unlocked and you go into Alliance War and you don't know what champion you're fighting because it's hidden, this mastery is going to reveal its hero rating. That means it's 3-star, 4-star, or a 5-star, and it's going to reveal the PI rating of the champion. For example, 5,045 for 444, 10,565. It's just going to reveal what kind of champion, how many stars that champion has, and what is his PI. Of course, that's going to be shared with your alliance. Level 1 is going to give you 1 step ahead, level 2 is 2 steps, and level 3 3 steps ahead. This mastery is strictly for Alliance War offense. So you know who you're going up with. It's not a bad mastery to have. It's a pretty nice one. Especially when you're at the low end and the mid tiers of the Alliance Wars. In the end tiers, we pretty much know everybody was going to have crazy amount of champions, but when you're at the beginning and at the middle of the tiers, sometimes it's easier to know how strong is the champion you're going to go against. This master is not going to reveal what class or what champion that is. For that, you have the other 6 surrounding it. As you guys can see, detect tech, detect mutant, all the 6 ones that we have here. Let's go ahead and read this one out as well. Reveals the hidden class of a science enemy up to 1 till 3 steps away on a quest map. This information is shared with the Alliance. That means if I have the detect science unlocked for at level 1 and there is a champion that I don't know what the champion is in front of me and it's a science champion, it's gonna show me that it's a science champion. It's not gonna tell me which science champion, it's just gonna say that it's a science one. The reason that I have Scatterlings unlocked is because I do believe in the mastery, and the reason that I have a science detect unlocked, as I said, when I'm going with my mystic champions, I don't want to fight somebody that's science. So as long as it's not science, I don't care. I'm gonna go with the Scarlet Witch. She can take anyone basically. But if it's a science one, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm not gonna fight it with Scarlet Witch. I'm gonna fight it, for example, with Ultron or with Iceman. So therefore, this is a valuable technique to use. Unlock the Scatter Lanes if you want it, and unlock the detect science, just to know if you're going up against science champions, not to have the class disadvantage. Again, to unlock those detect and scatter lanes, you do need to have 11 points in the masteries right here, in the basic ones right there. So I do believe that we have covered everything that we needed to cover. Hopefully I did not miss anything. If you want to check out the defensive and the offensive tree masters, it's going to be in the descriptions down below. We're going to have max PI for the arenas build as well. It's going to come out a little later. The beginner's mastery is going to be a questing mastery that, and I'm going to explain my own one that I have. Important notes. Do we have important notes? No, I don't think we have anything that we need to add on it. If you have any questions, let me know. Ask me in the comment section down below. If I forgot something, do inform me in the comment section. Hope that it helped you out, guys. Share the video, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe for the channel. I worked a lot on this video. Take care and see you guys soon.